Hi all, welcome to Geneso IT Trainings. My name is Sagar. In today's video, we'll be discussing about Linux essential commands. Before I do that, I would request you to subscribe my channel. So in today's video, we'll look into some of the most essential commands that are extensively used in Linux. So one of the first command that we'll be looking at is cd. cd stands for change directory. If we would like to navigate from one directory to another directory in Linux, we'll be making use of this command. It's as simple as using the graphical user interface in the Windows. In Windows, if I would like to go into this particular directory, and let me open this C drive, my computer. If I have to go into this directory, I'll be double clicking it. But Linux, you all know it very well. It is not as same as graphical user interface that you're seeing in the Windows. That is the reason we'll be using commands to navigate from one directory to another directory. So this is what our Linux operating system is again. This is what our Linux server here. I logged into it, and we'll try to see practically how these commands work. So cd is a command which is used to change the directory. So let me show you how it works. So let's look at cd and /. The / is nothing but the first directory or a root directory that we have it, and I'm actually navigating into this particular root directory. So let's look into this. I moved into it. I navigated from current directory or present home directory of this user to the root directory, and under this, if I type ls, I have multiple directories that are available. So what if I would like to go into another directory now? So let's say here I have let's take something like, we have this bin directory available. If I have to navigate into this bin directory, as I'm currently inside this root directory, I can directly navigate cd bin. I don't have to give / again. I don't have to give /. I can directly use the directory name, and I can navigate and press enter and look at ls. See, these are all files or commands are available inside this particular directory. What if, now look at ls, I have something like this. I'm sure you all might be aware by this time what is a Linux file system. So if I have to navigate from /bin, I'm currently inside this bin directory. If I would like to navigate into the /home directory, what if I would like to navigate to /home directory? I can't simply type /cd home, because under this bin directory, we do not have any directory called as home. But where exactly it is? It is under the root directory. So first we have to specify root and home. That's how we'll be able to navigate from one directory to another directory. For whatever path, let's assume that if the path is starting with the / and followed by the entire directory names, every directory name, then it is called as absolute path. Then it is called as absolute path. cd /home and /ubuntu. So whenever I start from the beginning, from the root, then it is called as a absolute path. So what if I don't start with a root? What if I don't start with a root? So let's see here, cd /, and inside this, if I type ls command, I'll be able to observe so many directories available. So if I simply use cd space bin, see, I'm trying to navigate into the bin directory. Here I am not starting with the root. If I don't start with the root, if I simply navigate directly using the directory name, so it means that we are using a relative path. Relative to this particular directory, I am trying to navigate into this particular directory here, into this folder. See, look at this. What if I would like to navigate to home directory and Ubuntu directory inside that? Now I'll make use of the absolute path, cd space / home, and under the home I have Ubuntu. You can type simply 2 or 3 characters and press the tab button so that it will autofill the respective directory that is being available. So we have ubu. After typing it, if I press tab, so it automatically autofills the Ubuntu directory, and press enter. Now look at pwd. Look at this. So I am currently inside /home and /ubuntu. Now what if I would like to navigate back to the home directory? If I would like to navigate back to the home directory, there are two ways that I can do it. I can simply type cd/home, or what I can do is cd space ... So I hope you all might be remembering this particular ... Where exactly is this ... You have seen it at somewhere in my previous video, but I'll tell you what exactly this ... is all about. Now let's look at this. Now let's look at it. So if I type cd space ... I'll be able to navigate from Ubuntu directory to the previous directory. I'll be able to navigate from this directory. I'm currently inside Ubuntu directory. That's what my pwd stands for, print the working directory. I'm inside Ubuntu, so I'll be able to navigate from Ubuntu to home directory. Let's press enter. See, look at this. Currently I'm inside /home directory, and if I would like to navigate back to the root, I can use the same thing, cd space ... and press enter. So this is what you'll be able to navigate back to the root directory. Now press ls. You'll be able to see all your directories inside the root. Now let me show you one more thing. Let me again go back to cd/home/ubuntu and type ls command. You don't have any files that are going to be listed, but let us check if we have any hidden files available in this ls-la. And the moment you look into it, whenever we type ls, we don't have any files available, but there are so many hidden files that are being available. Now if you can carefully observe, the first one is nothing but a single dot, and the second one is nothing but a ... So this single dot always represents the current directory that we are in. That represents the current directory, and this ... represents the previous directory. Always remember, every directory will have these two dots, these two files, these two directories. So this dot represents current directory, this ... represents previous directory. That is the reason. So let's look into pwd. So we are inside /home and /ubuntu. If I have to navigate from Ubuntu to home directory, I'll be using cd space ... So this ... I am trying to go into this directory, which is nothing but the previous directory, which is a /home, and press enter. Now let's look into pwd. The moment I type pwd, I'll be able to see I'm inside /home directory. If I have to go back, see what is the, if I have to go back, I will be inside my root directory. So I'll use cd space ... You can still do it in a different way. Let me show it to you. cd/home/ubuntu, and here we are inside pwd. Let's see here. We are inside /home/ubuntu. If I would like to navigate from Ubuntu to home and from home back to the root directory, simply I can make use of cd /, or I can make use of ... again ... So this means, so I am actually navigating back from my Ubuntu to home directory, and from home directory I am navigating it to root directory. So this is what happens. Directly I can do it. See, look at this. I'm directly inside my root directory. pwd, print the working directory. So this is my current directory. Let's look at ls. So these are all the files and directories that are available inside this root directory. So this is what the cd, change directory, we are kind of understanding this. And apart from this, let's look into this cd space tilde symbol. So what is the cd space tilde symbol? Tilde symbol represents that particular user's home directory. So what is the user now? Ubuntu. So what is the Ubuntu user's home directory? Under the home directory we have Ubuntu as the Ubuntu user's home directory. So if I have to navigate directly to this user's home directory, I'll be making use of cd tilde and enter. See, look at this. Look at this one, symbol, tilde symbol, pwd. Look at this. Now I have navigated from root directory to home directory of this Ubuntu user. and the home directory of this Ubuntu user is /home/Ubuntu. Now let's look into cd space hyphen. What does it stand for? Goes back to the last changed directory. Now this will directly go back. If I use cd space hyphen, we will be navigating back to the last change directory. What is the last change directory? Now currently we are inside home Ubuntu now. And what was the last change directory? Root is the last change directory. So if I press enter, again I'll go back to the last change directory. Again if I press cd space hyphen, I'll be going back into last change directory is /home/Ubuntu. Again if I press cd space hyphen, I'll go back into the last change directory. So this is what some of the most useful commands of the change directory. Apart from this, this is how you can make use of the cd command, and you can make use of the cd command to navigate from one directory to another directory. So you need to really understand what is absolute path and what is a relative path. Absolute path is something which will start with the root and you'll be typing home and enter. And relative path is nothing but relative to this directory. If you look at ls, relatively to this directory, you have Ubuntu as another directory that is being available. cd Ubuntu, you just type it here. So without using / here, if you're typing the path, then it is nothing but a relative path. Relative to this directory, you're going into this particular directory. So this is how you can navigate from one directory to another directory. So let's look into some more commands. We have a new command, mkdir. What is this? Now we have seen from the beginning, from the Linux file system, we have been seeing there are so many directories that are already available, and these directories are nothing but at the time of creation of Linux operating system, all these directories are already available. What if there is a use case that you would like to create your own directory? If you would like to create your own directory is nothing but a folder. It is nothing but a folder that you're able to see here in the windows here. In the same way, we are trying to create our own folders inside our Linux operating system. So how do we create it? With the help of a command called mkdir make directory. mkdir make directory. So which is going to create a new directory. Let's see here. Let's see. Now look at ls. I don't have any files or directories inside this particular home directory. This particular home Ubuntu directory. I don't have any files now. I don't have any files. ls. Nothing. So let's start creating a directory. mkdir and folder 1. I'm giving a name. mkdir is the command, and give the name of the folder of your choice. Any name that you feel like giving it. So I'm simply giving it as folder 1 and press enter. And let's look ls. See here, you'll be able to understand we have just created one folder called as folder 1. What if I would like to create one more folder? mkdir folder 2. Look at this. Now ls. I have two folders or two directories that are being available. What if I would like to navigate into the folder 1 or folder 2? Let's navigate into folder 2. In order to go into the folder 2, I can simply make use of cd command and folder 2 and press enter. Now observe carefully. I'm inside folder 2. So this still represents the user's home directory. This is what it represents. Now if I press pwd, I'm inside this. This is my current working directory. I'm inside folder 2 now. And look at ls. Inside this, I don't have any directories available. What if I would like to create one more directory inside folder 2? I can definitely make use of the same command mkdir and directory 1. dir 1, I'm making use of it. Let's look at ls. So look at this. Under the folder 2, I have created a new directory. Let me clear the screen. Let's look at ls. Under the folder 2 directory, I have created a new directory called as dir 1. Now, if I have to come back to my previous directory now. So simply I'll be making use of cd space ... so that now let's look at ls. I have folder 1 and folder 2, and inside folder 2 I have created directory 1. Inside folder 2 I have created directory 1. What if I would like to create a new folder called folder 3, and inside that folder I would like to create a new directory called as directory 3. This is my scenario now. I would like to create a new folder called as folder 3, and I would like to create a new directory inside that called as directory 3. So how can I do it? So simply make use of mkdir command -p and folder 3, and inside folder 3 type dir 3. Inside folder 3 simply give / and dir 3. So what this does is it creates a directory. Inside it creates a directory named folder 3. Inside this directory we'll be creating another directory called as dir 3, and let's press enter. Now let's look at ls. So I have a new directory called as folder 3. Let me go into this file, into this directory folder 3 and enter, and ls. See, look at this. I have a new directory called as directory 3. So this is how you can make use of the mkdir command to create the directories. So what if I would like to navigate back to the previous directory? So I can simply make use of cd space ... Now look at this ls. How many folders we created? Folder 1, 2 and 3. And out of these folders, if you remember carefully, if you observe carefully, folder 2 has a directory inside it, and folder 3 has one more directory inside this. So it means that these two directories are not empty. They hold one more directory inside them. But if you remember, folder 1, it doesn't have any directories available inside this. So let's navigate into it, folder 1 and enter. Let's look at ls. See, I don't have any files or directories inside this. It's empty. It's completely empty. Let's come back, cd ... and let's look at ls. Let's look at ls. See, observe this. Now this is an empty directory, and these two directories have a directory inside these two directories again. We have created one more directory inside folder 2, and we have created another directory inside folder 3. So in order to delete this empty directory, we have created it. In order to delete this empty directory, let us start learning a new command called as rmdir. This command works only to remove the empty directories. It will not remove this folder 2 directory because this folder 2 is not empty. It has got one more directory inside that. So in order to remove an empty directory, we'll be using a command called rmdir, which stands for remove directory and the directory name, folder 1, and press enter. Now let's look at ls. We have successfully removed the directory, called as folder 1, and we don't have, folder 1 available here whenever we are trying to list it. So let's try to remove rmdir folder 2 and press enter, and fail to remove folder 2. Directory is not empty. Now you might be wondering, how can we remove this directory as well? How can I remove this folder 2, which has got already some other files or directories existing inside this? So for this, we have a command called as rm. Rm is the command which is used to remove the files or directories. I'll teach you how to create a files as well. So rm is used to remove the files or the directories. But here, as we have, let's try rm folder 2 and enter, and it says is a directory. It is not a file. It is not a file. Cannot remove it. Is a directory. So in order to remove this particular directory, folder 2, we'll use rm-r, which stands for rm-r is nothing but recursively remove all files or directories inside this particular directory and remove this directory as well, folder 2. Now we should be able to remove it. See, look at this. ls, we did not get any error. So now rm-r recursively remove this directory and whatever directories or files are available inside this folder 2 and remove them as well. That's what it is going to do. And what if you would like to get a prompt before deleting any directory? Then you can use rm-ri and folder 3. So this I will provide a prompt do you really want to delete this folder or not? That's what it is going to ask. Let's see. So look at this. Do you want to remove this folder 3? Yes. Why? You press Y. And inside this again it is asking, do you want to remove this directory 3 also inside this folder 3? You press yes. And yes, it is removing this directory first, and now you press Y, it is removing this folder 3 after that. Now let's look at ls. We don't have any folders that we created. We have removed every folder that is being created. So this is what you can make use of cd command. We looked into it, and we looked into how to create a directory. We looked into how to delete the empty directory, and we have even looked into removing the directory with the content. And we have even seen how to prompt, or ask before deleting it. So let's move to next slide. Yeah, here we'll be trying to understand how to create a file. Now you learned how to create a directory. Now it's time for us to learn how to create a file. What is a directory and what is a file? A directory is a place where you will be holding multiple files or directories. So if I open this particular Windows machine, Windows graphical user interface, so this is nothing but a folder, and inside this folder I have multiple directories or multiple folders or files. So look at this. So this is a file, I have it, and these are all another folders or the directories that we have it here. So in the same way, what if I would like to create a file? A file is nothing but it will consist of some data. You can have some data inside the file. So let's look into the command. We have a command called touch. Touch is the command which is going to create an empty file. It creates an empty file. So simply use the syntax is touch and the file name. Any name of your choice. Any name of your choice, you can create it. So let's see how can we create it. Touch and file 1 and press enter and ls. So look at this, we have a file 1. And we don't have any content that is being written inside this file 1. So I'll try to I'll show you how can we write the content as well. Let us create one more file. Touch file 2, file 3, file 4. So in a single command, you're creating now 3 files with the names file 2, file 3 and file 4. Let's press enter and look at ls. So we have created 4 empty files now. 4 empty files. How can we check the content of these files? In order to check the content of these files, we have a new command called as cat. Cat is a command which is used to display the content of a given file. If we have any content inside this, then it will display those contents of this particular file. But you're all very sure that this is an empty file that we created it. So if I use cat and the file name, file 1 and press enter, it will not display anything because it's empty. There is nothing available. So let's say cat file 2, it's empty. There is nothing available. So how can we add contents to this file? Let me show you. Before doing that, I'll try to show you this command as well. So look at this command. Touch is used to create a file, but here we are trying to use a different pattern or different way of using it. So what happens here if I create files like this? So let's see. Let me explain while doing it. Touch is the command used to create the files. File 1 or file is the name of the file I'm trying to create it. I'll use the flower brackets, and inside this I'll use 1 dot dot 100. Again at the end of it .txt. Now look at this. So here this part remains constant and this part remains constant. So it means that the first file it is going to create is file1.txt and the second file it creates is file2.txt till it creates file100.txt. It means that it starts with file, it is creating 1 to 100 files. File1.txt, file2.txt, file3.txt. This is how the pattern is being clearly mentioned here, 1 to 100. So let's press enter and let's look at ls. See, look at this. It has created file1.txt, file10.txt, file2.txt, file2.txt, file3.txt, file4.txt, file5.txt. So it has created each and every file starting from file1.txt to file 100.txt. So this is what one of the use cases you can remember, how to create multiple files with a specific pattern. We will be able to create all files from file 1 to 100, file 1.txt to file 100.txt. Now, you have seen that we have created all these empty files. All these are empty files. Cat file 1, it's an empty file, there is nothing available. What if I would like to add some content into this file? How can I do it? I can definitely make use of the cat command, and I can add some content into this file. So in order to add some content into this empty file, let us use cat greater than and the file name file1. So cat greater than file name will help us to add the content into this file, and press enter. Now here you are inside you went into a new line where you have a prompt that is being appearing here. So it means that it is asking you to enter whatever you want to add the text or a content into this file 1. So I'll add this. This is the first line for file 1 and dot. I'll press enter. In order to save and come out of it, simply press Control D. Control D. D stands for Delhi. Control D, and it is going to save this content inside this file. So how can we view the contents of this file? With the help of a cat command is used to display the contents of the file. So we'll use cat file 1. So look at this. This is the line that we have added inside this particular file 1. What if now I would like to add more lines to it? I would like to append, or I would like to add more lines to the existing to this particular line now. So what can I do? Cat, instead of single greater than, use double greater than and file 1. So double greater than is used to add more contents to the existing file. What if I use a single greater than? It will overwrite the entire file content. It will write a new content into it. If I use a single greater than, we are adding a new content into this file. If I use double greater than, it is nothing but appending the contents to the existing file. So cat greater than file 1, and this is second line for file 1, and press enter and Control D. Yeah, you can simply use Control D to save the contents to the file. And let's see the contents of the file. Cat file 1. See, look at this. This is the first line for the file 1. This is the second line for the file 1. Let us add some more content. Cat greater than file 1. I'll add the third line. This is third line, and I'll give one line space, and I'll type this is fourth line dot, and press enter, and use Control D to save and quit the file, to save the content and come out of the this particular prompt. So look at this. Let's look into the let me clear the screen. Let us look into the contents of the file, cat file 1. Now you should be able to observe, you should be able to see all the contents of the file that is being written here. So it is from file 1, first line, second line, third line, and the fourth line. What if you would like to see the line numbers while it is displaying? You can simply use cat -n file 1. See, it displays the line numbers. Now if you observe carefully, the fourth line is empty. I don't want to display the line numbers for the empty line. So I can make use of cat -b file 1. So this will not display the line number for the empty line. So this is how you can make use of the cat command. So let me go to the slide. So you have the cat command, which is used to display the content of a given file, cat greater than add contents to the file, and cat greater than which will append the data to the existing data, which will append. Cat -n, we have seen the use case. cat -b, we have seen the use case. So let us see again. If I use cat greater than and simply file1, it will rewrite the entire content. It will remove the existing content and will be starting from the scratch. So this has removed previous content and we are adding new content. Press enter, Control D. Let's look into the file now. Cat file1. So this has removed previous content and we're adding new content. So the previous content is removed and we have added a new content. If you use cat greater than file1, so it will overwrite. If you would like to add some more content to the existing file, we'll be using cat greater than and the file name. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we have some more some more commands. Rm command is used to remove a file or a directory. That's what we have seen it for the directories. So let's see here once again rm, and so let's look at the list of files. ls. So what if I would like to remove file 4? See, look at this, only file 4, not file 4.txt. Okay, only file 4. I'll remove it. So rm file 4, name of the file. That's it. Rm space name of the file. Enter. Now let's look at ls. See, observe carefully. I don't have file 4 and it is being removed now. What if I would like to remove all these files now, all the .txt files, I can simply use the same pattern. Rm file, I'll use the flower brackets 1 to 100 and .txt. So this is how I'll be able to remove all the files here again. See, look at this. So this is the command rm space file 1 to 100, file 1.txt, file 2.txt, file 3.txt, remove all these files and press enter. Let's look at ls. So look at this. I have removed all the files now. What if I would like to remove now file 1 or file 2 or file 3? Rm file 3. So look at this. I'll be able to remove this file as well. Now look at this. We have a command called as history, which will show us the all previous commands. It is going to show us all previous commands. Let us see here. History and press enter. Now, what if I would like to execute 148th command? 148th command. I can simply type exclamation and 148 and it is going to execute this command ls now. It is going to execute this command ls. See, look at this. It is going to execute this command. What are the list of files available now? File 1 and file 2. Now, apart from this, I can definitely make use of history command. And what if I would like to view the contents of this file 1? What if I would like to execute the latest command, which is starting with the C now? So I can simply use exclamation C. Whatever is the latest command, which we have executed using C, that gets, that command gets executed. Now cat file1 will get executed. See here. See, cat file1. So it is going to display the contents of this particular file. And what if I use double exclamations? It will display the previous command. What is the previous command? Cat file1 only. So see, look at this. Again, it is going to display the previous command. 2 exclamations. It is going to execute the previous command. So it is nothing but cat file1. So we have execute a previous command and exclamation and L, and whatever, this is nothing but a L. Execute a recent command starts with L. We have seen this example with C. And exclamation with the number of the history, it will execute that particular command at that particular number command here. And what if we would like to delete the entire history? I don't want this history to be visible now. Sometimes this happens, sometimes there might be a requirement where you would like to remove the history. See, look at this. We have 153 commands we have executed. So history -c, which will clear the history, and press enter. Now Control L, history command. If I look at it, I don't have all these 153 commands now. I have only one command, which is nothing but this history command that I typed. So only that command is visible. So if I type the next command ls history C, Look at this. I have only 3 commands that I have executed. So the entire history has been removed now. So these are some of the essential commands which are useful if you're a beginner, and I think this should be really helpful for you. So I would request you to practice every single command and make sure you understand all these commands. If not, please go through this video once again. Thank you. That's all for this video. And this video is again all about a basic or essential Linux commands. Thank you so much for listening. I would request you to subscribe my channel. Thank you all.